and joins me now. Would you like to see military support at the California-Mexico border, Jim?
Whatever it takes to secure our border and to keep our communities safe, I think we should do. And if that takes some military, I think that's a great idea. But what we've had in the last 4 years is totally unacceptable, and we have to be able to create a secure border for ourselves.
I'm going to move on because your next subject is really fascinating to me. You say that one of the worst environmental and public health crises in America is happening right now in Southern California. You wrote that op-ed. Mexico is poisoning Southern California in a border crisis almost no one knows about it. What is the problem, Jim?
Well, the problem is Tijuana, right across the border from San Diego, is dumping, thousands of gallons of sewage into our country. Now, some of that is being processed, and that's being paid for by by U.S. taxpayers, but a lot of it gets diverted into our beaches and into the ocean. We've got a border town, Imperial Beach, that their beaches have been closed for over 1,000 days, which is over 3 years. So we get all this sewage and runoff from Tijuana being directed right across the border. It's been happening for decades, and finally, Mr. Zeldin of the EPA is finally opening up his eyes to this and is looking into it. But we've been putting up with this for far too long.
Well, is there anything you can do about it in the immediate future?
Well, we've like I said, we have a sewage treatment plant on our side of the border that treats some of the Tijuana sewage, and it's been doubled in size. So we've really got, I think, go after Mexico because they've got these huge cement culverts that people just dump, anything they want into there, and sewage and garbage and things like that. And unfortunately, it ends up in our country. It's been under the radar because we've been invaded by so many people coming across. So now I'm glad that it's getting the attention it deserves, that this toxic waste and sewage is coming across the border, and it's not being treated enough. We can't keep up with the demand, and every time it rains, the treatment plant gets overwhelmed, and the water, this untreated water, goes directly into the ocean.
I do want to get this in. Attorney General Pam Bondi said about the arrest and deportation of alleged migrant gang members. Listen.
We're not going to stop arresting these violent criminals. The Alien Enemies Act applies today. We are in modern day warfare. They have invaded our country, TDA, Tren de Agua. They are organized. They have a command structure. They are sending money to each other throughout the country and out of the country back to support their terrorist actions. It's modern-day warfare, and we are going to continue to fight that and protect American citizens every single step of the way.
Jim, I have to add this. That judge has just this morning blocked the deportation of migrant gang members again. What do you say to that?
Well, unfortunately, those types of actions have been happening in California for a long time. We actually, our local state taxpayers and county taxpayers of San Diego, we pay for the legal fees for anyone being deported with local dollars. So unfortunately, California is enabling this type of behavior. Our local law enforcement cannot enforce immigration laws. We still have boats coming onto our shore, not as many. But California, unfortunately, we get free health care. We've got the red carpet out for people to come across. It's not only the Mexican gangs, but we've also had thousands of Chinese come across the border, about 30,000 during the last administration. So, I'm glad the federal government's cracking down. It's time for the state of California to do the same.
One of these days, California will elect statewide a Republican. Only time will see if I'm right. Thanks very much, Jim Desmond. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks, Barney.